Hey, welcome everybody to another edition of Worcester Council Theater 3000, the first Decision Worcester live here from the Sundown. Oh boy, it's election night. I am here. I'm Bryan O'Donnell. I'm here with Bill Shaner and Brendan Melican. And how are you feeling?
Pensive.
Like I want to puke. Not good.
Yeah, Bill hates elections. He hates democracy, and
it gets better.
I'm a masochist, you know. I do this because I enjoy the pain.
We're at 43 people on the stream. Some of you guys should come down here and hang out with us. We got a crowd developing here. Let's hear crowd. Give us a shout. Everybody yell and scream. Look at that. Come on down. It's going to be a crazy night. Brendan, what are you thinking? How are you feeling?
I am feeling great. I just feel bad for anyone who's trying to make it to the polls. There's a lot of terrible driving going on tonight. There's a lot of really, really bad driving. And it's got me feeling a little nervous about the election because there's a lot of slow driving. I don't know if it's a conspiracy to keep people from voting or the wrong people are voting. But either way, it's not good out there right now.
So it's a lot of elderly people, getting out.
I'm going to let you be the ageist one. As the in-house elderly guy, I'll let you
It's a lot of
say
elderly
that.
people like Brendan Melican out there.
Well, you know how like Kate Toomey has like her husband drive people to the polls.
I actually saw him tonight. He's up at Christ the King Church in Tatnick Square.
See,
Two giant Kate Toomey signs.
I think Donna Calorio had people drive around to block people from getting to the
People
polls.
from voting. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Why not?
You don't even have to react to it. It's fine.
And for
It's
anyone
just true.
keeping score, Steve Toomey is wearing his short pants tonight.
Good.
You got to look carefully to find them because he's behind two giant Kate Toomey signs, but he is wearing short pants.
That's sexy.
Oh man,
I can see what Candy sees in him. Very inside joke. Just the three of us. And
This is
Eric.
great.
Get on in here, Bill.
You know what? I'm in.
Lean in,
See me.
Bill.
No. I can't.
Listen
The
to
circles.
Madam Clinton and lean in.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
Where are you thinking? Where are you thinking things go tonight, Bill?
Well, I'm thinking that it could either get a little bit better, stay the same, or get drastically worse.
All right. And that's it. Have a great night, folks.
Travis, you want to sign us off? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna start getting results in, tentative results from people we have over at the polls. Shortly after 8, we probably won't know for sure about any of these races until 8:30 or so. But I mean, there's just too many things that can happen. I don't like that. There's too many possible outcomes to this. But obviously, some of the worst outcomes are having a former superintendent who ran cover for a credibly accused pedophile getting onto the school committee, and also a person who organized bus trips to January 6th getting on the school committee. Those are two things that could actually happen tonight. So that's not good.
The flip side, though, is that if it wasn't for those people, we wouldn't be able to make jokes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We could be out of a job if things go our way.
That's true. It's going to be very good for our business.
Just sit around pleasantly.
Kathy Roy
Still
is
fun.
job security. It's gonna be a wild night. We're in for an interesting one. I think. What we hear is that turnout is going to be up. I think it's going to be a high turnout comparatively. I mean, what does that mean? 12%?
Yeah. Last time it was 16%. Before that, it was 15%. It's a real low bar here. Like hitting 20%.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Oh my God, I was just making the best point in the world.
Take some
too.
notes.
You guys all
Get back
missed
to
it.
it. Get back to it. Travis, you're gonna have to manage the comments tonight. I see a man that's sitting 5 feet away from us is asking questions about over under 20% turnout.
I'm
Race
saying
predict-
over 20%. You know what I'm saying right now? I'm saying 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doug, do you want to take a book on that? All right. A professional gambler in the audience taking the under. All right, we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. We'll lay some odds throughout the night.
And I think it goes beyond, the clerk talking for the last couple of weeks about seeing a higher than expected early vote coming through. I've said this on a regular stream multiple times, we have roughly 20,000 new residents in Worcester
Right.
who we've yet to see even have the opportunity to participate in a local election cycle. You line that up with what's always been a narrative in Worcester that you get 1,000 friends who aren't regular voters, you bring them to the table, like you could be emperor. And
Right.
that could be what we're looking at this year is a whole shit pile of new people who came in from, well, they're all people that we hate, right? They're the folks that are gentrifying the entire city.
Sure.
But in this one case, they might actually do the city a favor and vote right.
Yeah, I mean, like we in our neighborhood, we met our new neighbors on Halloween, and they were almost the first thing they asked us is like, "So the election's coming up. What's the deal?" And we're like, "You got to vote Cool Zone, baby."
Yeah, we're the cool zone. Cool zone all the way.
And then they backed away from us out of our driveway.
Yeah, and they're like,
I mean,
you
it's
guys are
all the
weird little freaks, huh?
Yeah, the for sale sign went right back up.
Yeah, but I mean, let's run through some of the cool zone scenarios in each of the races here. At large, I'm really excited about. I think that the possibility of flipping two of the bottom of those 6 slots in the progressive direction is actually really possible.
Who do you think is most likely to be gone?
Donna Colorio
Okay.
and Mo Bergman. This is so sick. Just hearing people hear Donna Colorio's name and the fact that they might have to not see her again and they cheer. That's so cool.
Unless she's your psych professor, gross.
Yeah. Let's give it up for the possibility of Donna Colorio not being on TV anymore. Woo!
Donna,
Yeah.
I hope you're watching. I hope somebody taught you how to use a computer and you're watching right now. And I hope that hurts. Yeah, I mean, I think like that is the most. She's the most likely gone, and not just because her turnout is always the lowest. Anyway, she's always on the line, but like it feels like at least as far as the people that are excited this election, there's enough to choose from. As you know, our cool, awesome branding will tell you that there's really good choices.
Right.
At least one of them has to knock her off, right?
Right. So the way that I've been thinking about it, and maybe this is just rationalizing and being overly hopeful, but Tu Nguyen last election did remarkably well for a first-time candidate. Came in 4th place, and now you have Mady Morales and Dominica Perón. Just woo! Like
they get it.
very clearly and collaboratively working with Tu and running that playbook. So it's like if you think about it,
What would you call a group like that aligned themselves together and ran the same playbook?
the Cool Zone.
I was shooting more for our ultra liberal faction, but
That's true. That's true.
a couple things to work with.
Everybody,
We got some ultra liberal faction in the chat tonight.
Give him the shot. There it is.
There it is. Look at that. Perfect shirt.
Epic Stratton himself.
Candy Merrill Carlson's biggest mistake. Giving us that line.
The day she lost the election.
It'd be so cool to proclaim victory on the ultra liberal faction.
So
Being
if
like,
you
that's
think
what did it.
Donna is the most likely to be gone with, who's the most likely addition?
I
You go
think-
what play by play, like one by one.
Right. I would say that Dominica and Mady probably have the best chance.
Okay.
And if it doesn't stay the same, it's not really going to go backwards or in a regressive reactionary direction in at large because like the only new people running are progressive.
Sure.
Right.
It's 6 progressive candidates versus 2 centers and 3 cranks. And the 2 centers are Joe Petty and Bill Coleman. And Joe Petty's definitely going to win and Bill Coleman's definitely going to lose.
Aw, hey, come on.
Calling that one early.
Just
though.
being honest.
I voted for him 6 times, though.
Yeah. The 6 times that I went into the polling location today, I voted for Bill Coleman all 6 of those times, and I didn't vote for anybody else.
Brian Dutrumble, my baby was assigned ULF at birth. So that's pretty exciting. Congrats, Brian, by the way, to Brian and Megan on their new baby, Fern. Give it up for Fern, everybody.
Give it up for Fern, everybody.
A very cute baby. See? Yeah, I hope that came through on the broadcast. I think it did.
Got fans here.
Yeah, big Megan fans down here.
Yeah. We got this is so weird and cool to do this in front of a live audience. It's a lot different. We were thinking that, on the stream, we have a very active comment section, and it's frankly the best part, the most redeeming quality of the stream. And, if anybody has a spicy take,
right,
we'll field it. We'll do a live comment section. Just come up to me and you can pipe in your spicy take. And if that gets us canceled and kicked off of Twitch,
then so be it.
So be it. We're rolling the dice. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And we'll allow it. For now.
So throughout the night, if you're feeling some kind of way, then come on and try us. See if you can say something wilder than anything we've ever said on the show. I think that's the challenge for the night.
So, Bill, district races.
D1, I think Jenny Pasillo has it locked.
Yeah.
I'm really not nervous about that.
Yeah.
We had John Manfredo just today holding a sign for her opponent at
Nice.
one of the polling locations.
Okay, can we talk about Neil did a follow-up in the patch.
Right,
Neil McNamara did a follow-up in the patch on Bill's story from last week, and sought comment from people that are involved with John Manfredo, have him on their campaigns, trying to have them explain themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody didn't read Dave's explanation, was so bad, like so horrible.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I mean, I'll go from memory here, so I'm not going to get it perfectly right. I don't really care to look it up. But he basically says, my heart goes out to Heather. And also, I have John Manfredo's back. And this is a really difficult time for him.
I'm going to stand by him and his wife the way they stood by me through hard times, which also, like, is it equally bad? Because we should know about that. And also, too, he said, well, we're going to change the way that he donates to the campaign. So do you believe that she was telling the truth, or do you not believe that she was telling the truth? Because if you believe her, then why aren't you walking away from him?
Right. It's like, if you believe her, then you're just being like, yeah, you know what? It happens.
Yeah, but it's but he was so helpful to me. So why would
yeah. I'm gonna give his $250 to charity.
Yeah. So Dave Peterson's a loser, I think, is what we're coming down to.
And in the preliminary, it wasn't close. And I think that a Dave Peterson victory in D1 would be a huge upset, which is great because Jenny's good, and she's fine, and she's normal, which is unfortunately a high bar.
She'll be a normal city councilor. If anyone tries to tell you that Jenny Pasillo is normal, then all you need to know is she's fucking not, and you should have seen her live journal.
Listen, I was trying to be nice, man.
No. The feud lives. So as much as I want her to win, I mean, I didn't vote for her, but as much as I want her to win, I think she sucks and is also a loser. I don't know. What do you want from me? Guys, I hate Jenny. That's unfortunate, but I did. I'm kidding. I voted for her. I think it's a safe one. Relatively.
D2 is the most interesting race to me. The one that I'm really, I think that like the most impressive thing that could happen in this election is Rob Bellotta beating Candy Merrill Carlson. And it would be an upset. Like I'm not going to say that that's like even like the more likely scenario. I mean, Kenny is deeply entrenched with the local business community, right? She's very unpopular and grating and has horrible policy positions, but it's not for nothing that she is the Lord Farquaad of the East Side. And she's got all the towing companies,
I mean,
all the towing companies.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, right. They pay fealty to her
So
every election.
We're hoping for a Shrek-like performance from Rob Bellotta tonight.
But Rob really seemed to hit a note with a lot of voters over there as well, too.
Right.
His campaign going from 0 to where it is now has been nothing but impressive.
Yeah.
Especially considering the hatred in D2 between former councillor Phil Palmieri and current D2 councillor Kenny Carlson is so deep that even Phil is getting behind Rob.
Right.
It's really a beautiful thing to
Someone
watch.
Phil Palmieri would otherwise loathe. He's like, oh, you're against Kenny Merrill Carlson? Oh, you could be Mao, and I would support you. As long as you're against Kenny Merrill Carlson. But no, Rob has really good really good policy positions, has been a really good local activist on disability issues for a long time, and is a credit to our community and would make the city council better. And D2 is a district with a lot of renters.
Yeah.
And Rob Bellotta has said taken the blasphemous position that rent prices and renter issues should be negotiated against development projects, and that we need to look out for our people while we in the way that we pursue development. And you saying that in Worcester is that's just complete heresy.
Yeah.
You cannot say that. And we've seen that the Chamber of Commerce has thrown so much money at Kenny Merrill Carlson to defeat him, probably exactly because he said that.
Well, yeah,
Right.
and that's. Do we have a sense yet as to what their tally is? I mean, it was at the close of October. It was approaching 50 grand. It seemed like it was going to be around. Do we think that they funneled more in between the end of October and now, so that it wouldn't hit the books?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, that's no small amount of money. I mean,
No.
for folks who don't pay attention, I mean, a mayor's race in Worcester, it's like a $30,000 expense. Like that's the high watermark for campaign funding. To have a PAC come together and throw in an extra 50, probably closer to double that, into an election cycle is a massive amount of funding. And it's specifically because people are terrified that something's going to change with development.
Right.
Which is such an absurd take.
They
to
are
have.
Kenny Merrill Carlson supported Eric Batista on the simple grounds that the developers like him.
Yeah.
That's all she said about him. And that's fine. That's good.
And she said it like it was like the hammer in an argument. Like, well, developers like him, so why are we talking about this?
Well, the developers like him, and I mean that's her constituency, and that's the Chamber of Commerce constituency, and that's why they're so scared about this election, because people like Rob Bellotta and Natal and two are really scary, thinking about a city that has done absolutely nothing to negotiate with developers, suddenly being controlled by people who have the gall to just demand a give and take with these development projects.
Right. And Natel's also scary because she is a witch.
Right.
She revealed on our show years ago at this point.
This guy Wayne Griffin told me that she was a terrorist,
Yeah,
a commie terrorist.
Yeah.
So I really liked Natal up until I heard that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my friend Jay Given from some other town is seems to not like her at all.
No,
and he really is locked in on what is going on in Metro Woo.
Right. Yeah. Jay Given of Red Metro Worcester, a huge following, by the way.
Upwards of 1 to 2 likes per 5 tweets.
Yeah, has been really changed my mind on Natal, and made me feel a lot better about Natal's opponent, Jose Rivera, who's totally normal and fine, and wouldn't, in turn, unhouse people in camps if given the opportunity. He definitely wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
So you bring up 5. Where do you think that would go? Is this going to be a complete blowout, or is that going to be like a nail biter to the end?
Oh, I hope it's a blowout.
Yeah, I think we all do. I mean, it should be a blowout for Adele.
It should be a blowout. The preliminary was a blowout. And, if it's just that Chamber of Commerce PAC, and, you want to say that they spent the money stupid, but that's a lot of money that was getting thrown, Jose Rivera's way.
There's something popping out of my head on screen right now. No one you guys live can't see this, but there's a thumbs up that keeps popping out of my head. And you know what? I'm thinking thumbs down in my brain, so it's not my brain that's doing it.
Yeah, it's like a little bubble or something.
That's terrifying.
We're
being hacked by Red Metro Woo.
Oh, you know what it is? That's that stupid new Mac thing that you can force things to come up on the screen by doing certain stuff. So you're doing something with your hands there. You got to figure out the one that does rainbows. Though.
Technology is crazy.
So
I'm gonna bite my thumb at it.
So hey, we should say thank you to Shaun and the Sundown for having us.
Yeah, give it up for Shaun, everybody. being such a gracious host.
Tip your bartenders, folks. Tip your bartender. Yeah, and this is a weird, nice thing to try to do. We've never tried to do a live stream event before, and it's fun. I don't know.
Yeah. Now we're addicted to it. And,
But we didn't think through the part where we're just going to have a line of people at the bar who are just looking at their phones, watching what we're doing, even though we're 5 feet away.
Oh, no. Now it's a thumbs down.
Oh, wow.
No. This is...
You got to love it, folks. You got to love it.
So we talked about D1, we talked about D2, we talked about D5.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God! Don't make me try to.
I want to hear you make sense of this one.
Don't make me try to say something about D4. I could take it or leave it. You know,
D4's a wash.
Just whatever. Vote how you want. Whoever wins is fine.
George is going to stick around, I assume.
Yeah. Another one that I could just take or leave.
Where's his party tonight?
George Russell's party. We didn't think about that.
Oh no! Somebody find out where George Russell's party is tonight.
Dude, George Russell's just in his backyard grilling.
So that brings us to the school zone.
He's by himself.
He's
by himself. He's just grilling.
Before we get into that, I want to say we have a roving correspondent tonight who is going to be checking in with us soon and making his way to as many of the parties as he can tonight. Hopefully to not people that like us. And so we're going to see. If anything happens, we did not tell him to go to Candy Merrill Carlson's party. Right.
That was his idea.
Right. And he didn't even mean to do it. It's just he just accidentally showed up there.
Right. So. Yeah, we had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
And
whatever happens,
it's not my fault. Okay.
Godspeed.
But yeah, that's gonna be fun. What time is it now? We'll probably start hearing from him in a little while.
Yeah.
He's at the UU. I don't know. What do you call that?
Yeah,
church?
it's closed. Universal Unitarian Universalist Church over by Bancroft School. He is closing down the polls there tonight, and so we'll get some results hopefully very shortly.
Yeah. That's going to be the fun thing about this. I put out a bunch of feelers to people to text me the sort of individual poll location results as they come in, which aren't like, you can't say anything about them, but like they help you get a better sense of the way things are going. And the UU Church is one of the high turnout districts in the or precincts, whatever you say, polling locations in the city.
The Worcester Discord was questioning Bill's thought process on D3. Bill, comment?
The Worcester Discord is fine. That's okay. Whatever you're doing over there,
keep at it.
Keep doing it. I don't care.
What about Reddit? They were questioning your thought process on D3 as well.
Oh my God. Sure, fine. I went on Reddit one time. I went on the Worcester Reddit and I was like, this might be fun. And I just told a couple people to go fuck themselves. And like just went at it in the most inflammatory way possible. And it was not received well. It really wasn't. People really, really did not like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done with Reddit now.
It's kind of like your time at the Telegram.
Yeah.
Told some people to fuck themselves.
Right.
Wasn't received well. And then
Worcester Reddit is only slightly more evolved than the Worcester Eats Facebook group.
The Worcester Eats Facebook group is beautiful and perfect. There has never been a better online community than that. You want to hear someone complain about, the cost of a sandwich going up $1 and like saying they'll never go somewhere again.
Right.
That Worcester Eats that's for you.
Right. Yeah. And Breens is fine.
Yeah. Breens is totally the steak and cheese is, it's good.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that. School zone stinks.
Yes.
City council has exciting possibilities. The school committee can only get worse, and it already has gotten sort of worse by nature of this just new election system. But Kathy Roy and Maureen Benenda are real dangerous and shitty possibilities here. So
yeah, you'd like to think that there isn't a chance of them making their way through.
Well, yeah, you'd like to think,
but unfortunately, it's okay. So we're on the council side, we're thinking kind of positively. Can you identify a reason why we're like feels a little bit more pessimistic in school committee?
Right. Well, it's just like on the city council, we have a lot of new progressive candidates running. In school committee, we have one really cool progressive candidate running in Nelly Medina.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's just like a solid group of people that have been on our school committee for the past 2 years, just trying to hold on in this new system that has made it hard for them to hold on. And we also are just putting in the Chamber of Commerce gets a vote.
Yeah, they get a freebie.
Because no one decided to run in one of the new districts. And Tim Murray sicked his little puppy on it.
Jack?
Alex Guardiola.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry.
Alex Guardiola to just take that seat. And, advocate for, kids wearing tactical vests to school while there's like a million cops patrolling the hallway. And it's fine, So it's like the school committee could pretty much at best get a little better, but like it could get a lot worse. So
all right, we're at the 8 o'clock mark.
Do we have word if
polls are closed, everybody?
Polls are closed. Give it up for the polls, everybody.
Oh my God, I'm gonna hurl.
Sincerely, give it up for all the poll workers throughout the city. Hopefully some of them are tuning in now. Amazing. And most importantly, give it up for Nico, everybody. The hero of this stream.
That's right.
Did you see
Nico, the city daddy?
Did anyone see the Nico truck? Yeah.
What's the Nico truck?
There's a big the election trailer that they.
Oh yeah. It looks like it could hold a couple horses.
Yeah, well, that's they lock him up in there the day before, just like because he's like, I'm ready to count. And
Right.
They have to tie him up in there so that he doesn't.
They get him real mad.
Yeah. They put blinders on him, make him smell weird stuff, and then he gets fucking counting.
Right.
So they'll be unleashing him right now, I think.
He's in there jogging, covered in a trash bag to make weight.
Just eating eggs.
Eating eggs raw.
Nuts.
Watching Rocky. Oh man, the polls are closed. This stinks. This just stinks.
It's over, everybody.
Did our roving correspondent, did they get word as to where Nelly was going to show up to kick the shit out of Kathy Roy?
Oh yeah, we got to find that out tonight.
Oh my God. When Nelly Medina said on the stream that she can't wait to kick Kathy Roy's ass in November, that was the coolest shit ever. I was like, all right, Nelly, you're cool. Oh, what now, folks? What now? Oh.
What's going on, Bill? What do we got?
I'm just trying to pull up the little election thing so I can stare at it obsessively. Oh, okay.
We got it up here as well. There's nothing to see.
Yeah. There's not going to be anything for a while. I mean, what I'm looking for right now is text from people about, individual polling locations and how the vote's going in those.
We did have some pretty high numbers over on the west side as well, too. Like 9-4 was about twice as high as it normally would be for a local cycle at around the noon mark.
Okay.
Which is a good sign. That's
right.
That tends to be a good indicator of how the whole city is going to vote as well over 9 in general.
Right.
Things seem to be up a little bit compared to where they normally are.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just noticing today, like online, driving around, everything. There's a lot of energy on the cool zone side of things. There's a lot of buzz.
There is a lot of energy. I mean, across the board too, which is actually kind of nice to see. Even though like signs don't vote and whatever, it's actually kind of cool to see a lot of people out doing their thing on election day, and not just in one big intersection or one. Every polling place had a really big presence. Even on my way down here, some of the Pleasant Street polling places that have low turnouts still had a lot of people out holding signs and whatnot.
Right, and they were all doing it together.
Yeah.
Very collaborative, as this campaign really has been. Not officially a slate, but sort of acting like one.
I mean,
for
I think
maybe
that's
the first time ever.
That's been the dream for years, right? Is that like Worcester would be the perfect place to run a slate, but our system of government kind of disallows people working collaboratively in a formal capacity. Seeing people actually figure out how to do it on their own, ad hoc, is pretty spectacular. And this seems to be the first. This is the first year that I can remember that's really been the case.
Yeah, I mean, like just the idea that it's nonpartisan in that like Donna Caloria can just be like, oh, it doesn't matter, you know, like I'm not a Republican, I'm just running for city council. You know, it's like it's so stupid, and I think it really prohibits people from getting, you know, a clear understanding of political allegiances and sort of the movement politics that inform city elections, and that kind of feels like it's on purpose a lot of the time. You know, a guy like Joe Petty benefits a lot from 15% voter turnout in only the single family zoned neighborhoods of the city, where everyone shares his material interest and doesn't care about anything else. You know,
I know it's broken record time, but that's where my curiosity still lies on the roughly 20,000 new residents in the city.
right?
Even if a small percentage of them turn out to vote, it could really upend things in a drastic way.
And those are in Candy's district for the
There's
most part.
across the board. I mean, I think every competitive district race that will have an impact this time around. But if you're new to Worcester, right, and like all you know about the city is that it's kind of quirky in the way it works, and your choices are this old guy who's been in office since 1997, and this other guy who like seems to know what he's talking about. Like even if you know nothing, like that's enough to work with, right?
Right. Blind choice. You just look at Christian King versus Joe Petty, and you don't know anything about Worcester or anything. You're like, oh, Christian King.
Exactly. And
100% of the time.
I mean, I'm trying to will this into existence, but I'm hoping that's what we end up seeing is just that, a very simple arithmetic with new people inserted into it. It'd be like, this old shit, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, right.
Take your yellow garbage bag. Is that while you're at it? Yeah, it's.
Oh my God, can you imagine the just general freak out if Joe Petty loses mayor and the city council swings in a 6-5 direction progressive control? These people are going to have a meltdown.
If he loses,
Kenny Merrill Carlson's going to be like, yeah, Joe's going to chain himself to the big chair like an environmental activist.
And they just move it because he doesn't actually sit in the big chair.
Yeah, they're like, just ignore the guy in the back. He's been there for 3 weeks. We can't get rid of him. It's fine though. He's a nice guy.
I don't think this is changing the subject because it's in the chat, but hello boys of Woot and Andy Comedy. Can the three of you tell me a memory you have about soup? A soup memory from World War's Boy. Do you guys have any specific soup memories that we could derail this conversation with?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Yeah, it was year 3 of the war.
Okay.
And the rationing
back in Tickety 2?
The rationing was just getting out of control, and I plucked a few squash from my victory garden, and I roasted it up and I made a nice stew, and it got my family through the winter.
I'm sorry, he asked about soup, not stew, so you're gonna need another story.
When I was a kid, my favorite thing to eat across just period favorite thing ever was Campbell's chunky sirloin burger soup. Which, if you've ever seen this as a food product, is like just visibly is the most out of the can. Ain't that America? The most inedible food product ever invented. It comes out of the can the way like the cheap dog food does, like the Sweet Life dog food, the one that has a picture of the horse on the can. Like that's the way it comes out. But when I was a kid, I lived off of that stuff. I think that's really how I turned out this way.
Yeah,
it was all thanks to the Campbell's Soup Company. That's.
And look at you, still kicking.
And thanks to our sponsors tonight, Campbell's Soup.
And Propecia.
Campbell's Soup and Propecia bring you sirloin burger stew. That was a great question. Thank you, World War's Boy. We love to have you. Thanks to our 91 viewers in the chat, everybody. 91.
That's true. At mine, there was only 170 voters. So
really,
if we count this and the room, we're getting kind of close to the amount of people that voted.
This just is your precinct.
Yeah. I live in one of the parts of the city where you're not encouraged to vote necessarily, and it's just not for you.
Is that on? So that number that you saw when you voted, would that be on par or higher or lower than what you'd expect to see normally?
I don't know, because they changed the polling location. So this is my first time going there.
Okay, yeah, I would love to have that conversation at some point in time. How it seems like a couple decades ago we decided that that democracy was no longer safe for places like public schools. Like, were schools even open today? And like half of them are polling places again now. When did we start changing all this back? And
it's a good question. The grocery store was a polling location again.
Yeah,
that's fun. I
It's
like
fine. It's a weird thing that like we decided that local politics was just a bridge too far to bring anywhere near young people
that. Right.
who might be influenced by the idea of participatory democracy.
Yeah, well, I mean, not allowed to read books at the library anymore. So I don't know about school. Yeah, music in Maine. Schools are. I can't read that. Anyway,
Kathy Roy is coming for the Great Gatsby.
Molly Cronin doesn't like to read. Doesn't like to vote in a church, but that's fine. I mean,
Since the polls are closed, I think we can do this safely now. But
we just broke. We're at 101 viewers, everybody. We're at 101 viewers. Thank you for joining.
I know we've all kind of tried to politely avoid this conversation, but it just came up in the comments. What does everyone think about the potential of Guillermo having just enough votes in the mayor's race to kneecap Christian?
Well, we're
And
gonna
give it
have
to Joe.
We're gonna have to say so. We tried.
Yeah, no, but do you think there's any likelihood that actually plays?
Yeah.
He had the biggest standout that I saw of the season. This 2 days ago, I was out driving in I think it was one of the Park Ave intersections. It was by far the biggest standout that I've seen. Which again, signs don't vote. Those are just your supporters. But
Sure.
it left a visual impression on me that I was kind of I was struck by.
It's
Sorry.
it is that like, what are the odds of it? It's really hard to say because we talk about that and then we've heard stories of people like just not voting for him for at large because they're worried about that. There's always the outside chance of it, and it comes down to that thing of pragmatism versus idealism, or what you think is the right thing to do versus what you think is the most expedient thing to do, it's hard. It's really hard to say. We're getting some results, and now I don't know what to make of it. And I think that there's a decent shot that it happens, but the logic that it got him at large is also something to.
All right. What precinct is this?
That's coming from
Is that
the
from
UU.
That's the UU.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just from one precinct, but from a pretty high voting precinct on the west side of the UU Church. Mayor, we have Christian King at 169. Bill Coleman at 39.
Yes.
Donna Colorio 141. Joe Petty 410.
Oof.
Guillermo Creamer 22. So I think we just answered our own question there. And that's
Not great.
yeah.
Which
geez.
polling place was that?
I'm gonna puke.
Was that 9.5? Is that what he's
I think UU 9.5. I think that's 9.5. I don't know.
probably on the top of the sheet there?
No, he cut that out of the picture.
There's a few slides too. There's a few photos there. It's what
District 1 is David Pearson at 371 and Jenny Pasillo at 368. This maybe we don't read this now.
Hey, Travis, can you throw our computers out the window?
Well,
let's never do this again.
Everyone, the train tracks are
Right up on the
right
bridge
across
here.
the street.
Yeah.
And the trains do roll by at night. I'm just kidding. This is one precinct. It's if it was good news from this precinct, I would take it as an opportunity to
So this
gloat.
is actually this is 1-6. This is
okay.
D1.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
And we can blame Jenny for Joe's incredible turnout in 1-6. The two of them have been in cahoots for this entire cycle.
obsessed with this
my
guy. Let's look
So
at
annoying.
let's look at large. Did we talk about at-large votes for this precinct? We're looking at the leaders right now. Joe Petty, Christian, Mo, and Donna. No, sorry, Kate and Donna. Let's keep looking at these.
Fuck. We have a lot. There's a lot of folks. There's a lot of districts. There's a lot of precincts. There's a lot of polling locations.
Right.
We have a long way to go here.
So if we were to look at
I'm hearing from D5 is tight.
the other race that I think people are interested in was at the at-large school committee. It's looking just at 1-6. You have Sue Mailman has 338 votes, but that would put her in second place behind Maureen Benenda with 424.
Well,
I'm going to keep doing this till Bill vomits
Yeah.
on himself over here. That's
I think we can all say that this is a mistake to be live tonight, and that it's Eric Stratton's fault for making us do it.
My bad, guy.
Hey, listen, we're gonna see, and then we're just gonna go from there. We'll have to just wait for the rest of the results, and then then we can drink all of the alcohol in this bar, and then if we fall on the train tracks, then it's it's less tragic.
It's just something that happened.
Well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's it's still too early to tell. I think I need to go.
no, I mean it is just one polling place too, so it's not
Right. But this entire time, I've also been hearing from D5 something not the blowout that I was
not the blowout that we were
hoping
expecting.
for.
What have you gotten without giving away sources?
No
and the-
numbers. No
the
numbers
general
yet.
sense, though, is that things are tighter than people hoped.
Yeah. Man, this is a really crappy time. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us during this terrible time. Give it up for all the people in the room
The not
commiserating.
So, Bill, if the Cranks win a slate, are we going to get another ballpark?
Yeah, round 2.
Ballpark?
Yeah.
We're building an arena football stadium, folks. Let's go.
I mean, the upside is if the Cranks win,
Cop City 2.0. Build it here.
if the Cranks win, the next 2 years are going to be so much fun. We will have personally, so
we're
much
gonna
fun.
We're gonna go nuts.
Socially, I mean, the city could very well fall apart, burst into flames. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, but that could be interesting.
That could totally be interesting.
Yeah. You've been waiting for that, so
My whole life,
Yeah.
Brian. This is
So you've been building towards. We just have to remember that this room, everyone in this room, we stick together and then create a society inside of Polar Park. And
inside
then,
of Polar Park.
Oh, we did say that we were gonna have a 3-man riot tonight.
We're gonna do what?
We're gonna have a 3-man riot tonight
Yeah.
if things go bad. So
Yeah.
Over in the park.
yeah,
We're gonna play some Limp Bizkit.
yeah,
We're gonna light a fire. We
Yeah.
have a real Woodstock 99 vibe.
yeah.
I did 94.
Of course you did. You did Woodstock 1894.
In 2 years, this could be a public event at the park.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had
in
so
2
many
years,
of those.
we could be interned at Polar Park. That's
The election night riot memorial at Polar Park. So yeah, just everybody just make sure you make a path down the bar here. Then we can absolutely run buck wild out of here.
Yeah. Give me something to break. You know.
Do you guys remember how Woodstock 99 was on pay-per-view?
No.
You could pay-per-view Woodstock 99. Yeah, and my friend had a black box, and so we just watched all of Woodstock 99 on pay-per-view. I was a little boy, so. What the heck? Travis, you got something to say, then.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it on pay-per-view too, and I remember watching. This is awful. Remember watching Red Hot Chili Peppers ask all the women in the audience to throw their used tampons up on stage, and I was a very impressionable boy, and I'm like, they're so cool.
Wow, really good story, Travis. Thank you so much.
We should probably go back to soup.
Yeah, let's talk about. Can we get a world's worst boy to chime in on this?
Pretty good sandwich memories.
Yeah, I hope our correspondent gets out of there and starts making things weird at parties soon. Because,
Yeah, that's really the only thing that can save the night
yeah,
if this is the way it's going to go.
yeah. So hopefully he'll be pissed off and get weird, and then we'll just go from there. Yeah, we think I wish we had more soup stories, but we don't. Unfortunately, we just have to sit and stew in this, and that's all that we have right now. Again, if anybody has any questions, if you want to come up and make a comment about how you feel, please join us up here.
Bill left.
Bill stormed out.
He just- Last seen putting his head down on the tracks.
He said he had to go get a big hammer. So I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming we'll find out. He'll come back with his whole body painted. It's gonna be
Looking better.
Bill, all right, Bill feels a lot better.
Just better check in on D5. Have a serious conversation about that because I almost just lost my mind.
What happened in D5? What did you learn?
It's just looking a little better now.
A little bit better.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
looking better now. For a minute there, it was looking like the absolute worst thing that could possibly happen in this election was going to happen. So we still don't know.
Now it still could, but it looks less likely.
Right. I'm less likely to have a panic attack about it.
It could be really good for the stream. We have 121 viewers right now. I
Wow.
think if we get a live panic attack going here, that could really up our numbers. We could go viral.
That would be awesome.
So I'm gonna start texting people to text us fake numbers so that we can see how far we can take this. I think. Oh, can you bring up Maine South Mom's comment right there? Not necessarily a representative district. That's what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
We obviously don't know. Aren't as up on all of the precincts and
I'm actually having
that.
Travis pull that up now, the map, so we can refer to it. But I'm 99% sure that 1-6 is actually Joe Petty's district.
I was gonna say that's what I wanted to say
that's
is
right,
that it is his home, literally where his home is.
Yeah.
So it's the Holden line. It's not, it's not going to be super indicative of
Super indicative of Holden.
it's very if Holden could vote in Worcester elections, it would
It would
be-
look like 1-6.
Yeah, very interesting. Luckily, they're stuck voting for Turtle Boy. So anybody donating to his freedom fund? We're doing a matching event for that. For every dollar that gets donated to him, we're donating money directly to the district attorney's office. That is.
All right, with 4 precincts left to report, Attell 2,038 votes, Jose 1,846.
Okay. All right. Okay,
Up
we're
by
back.
200 with 4 to report. So
Okay. Here
How
we
many
go.
are left?
4.
4. Okay.
We're starting to get results in now on the city's website. So
Looks like Nelly Medina is kicking the shit out of Kathy
it
Roy.
actually does so far look like
Let's go.
she is.
No, Medina is my hero.
We love Nelly so much. We're huge fans of Nelly.
We do have a request from the chat as well too that any mention of District 5 is spoken only in boxing metaphors.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, with 4 rounds to go, the champ is on the ropes. You like that,
was
Walter?
Smooth.
You like that? Where? You like that, Walter? Oh yeah, I'm not on the camera anymore.
Get in here.
Oh, I'm there now. That's cool.
This is actually that is a. Can we talk about that for a minute before we get our final results? How sad it is that Walter will no longer be paid to make posts that actively make his own campaign worse.
Oh my god.
That is a tragedy.
So
for
Walter
this-
Bird, campaign manager for Jose Rivera, graced the internet last night with a take on Israel that absolutely no one wanted or needed. And then he doubled down in the dumbest way I've ever seen when called on why he chose to do that. It was really something.
Yeah, he's a real dunderhead. So we don't have a ton of votes yet, but we have 1 district reporting so far. But Nelly looks like she's at 52% of the vote. But obviously that is one precinct reporting. But
Bill, you didn't have a lot to offer in terms of soup. Why don't you tell us what it was like working for Walter?
Oh, I'm just glad I wasn't a woman.
yeah, especially because you own a cell phone. If anybody
that was
wants to know more about that.
Yeah. No, working for Walter was not fun.
He's a bad guy. What are we looking at here?
nonsense screens.
Yeah,
I
they
think
don't
Nico
have
must be out on a smoke break. There's some weird shit going on with the city's website right now.
That's
Here we are. Can you blow this one up here?
Yeah, we're at very few reporting districts right now. Looks like
With 2 of 65 precincts reporting, we have Maureen Benenda with 118 votes to Tracy Novik's 82.
yeah, that's 2 of
Percentage.
16. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
They're
listen,
very small districts, though.
Yeah. we have no we without knowing what actual like districts are reporting. It's hard to say what.
It does look like that Alex Guardiola was able to pull off an uncontested race. So good on Alex for figuring that one out.
56 blank votes is pretty rough for one precinct reporting. Yeah, it's early. I think we shouldn't get too far in the weeds on these numbers. I think we'll probably get more accurate numbers from our little birdies in the field as of right now. But yeah. So as our poll watcher points out that the numbers that we got before from the UU Church, that's the only precinct that Jenny lost in the primary. So the fact that she is that close in her worst spot is a good sign, and the fact that the numbers look like they do in that spot is not totally surprising.
No, and that's also what we're seeing too for both the at-large, not just Jenny's race, but the at-large school committee race and the mayor's race. So if that's all we're seeing so far is the single precinct where Jenny got slaughtered in, the inverse should hold true for the remaining precincts in that over in one.
Right.
I
And if
wish
you
we had like
flip
the
all-
John Madden ability to like draw on the screen.
Illustrator.
Yeah.
Well, we were able to do thumbs up and thumbs down before
That is
Travis
true.
maybe shut it down.
No, somebody mentioned in the comments that
Ben White just called D1 for Jenny.
Okay.
All right, D1 for Jenny.
If Ben's saying it, then I think we're fine taking that for now,
If
right?
Ben's saying it, it might be true.
yeah.
He's sitting at the other end of the bar. He called that based off your last comment.
Yeah, right. He just misheard me.
What is let's look at Tracy's tweets.
I was just doing that. I don't see anything that's
yeah, I'm not seeing any
Yeah, I don't know.
anything that one more time for Shaun Woods, everybody. Give it up for Shaun Woods and Sunday
Yeah.
Bar for having us tonight.
it's really nice.
Thank you, Shaun.
This is a fun thing. It wasn't I had a crisis for a little while, but I'm back now and I'm having fun.
And listen, we reserve the right to have a crisis again, okay? That's just what you get with us. What do we got here? Oh, we got Tim O'Neill tweeting about watching us on the stream. Again, we're at 125 viewers right now on the stream. Thank you all for joining us so much. We really appreciate having you here. We're sorry for anything that we might say, depending on how the rest of this night goes. But just know that we don't mean it, and we care about you, and you're still our special little guy, no matter what sort of tracks or roads we lay down in the middle of and give it up to the universe. So just keep that in mind, that we'll always care about you, and even if we're squashed by a train, then we still care about Worcester a little. So let's talk about more soup. Mark Connolly wants us to talk about soup. I'm hearing about black bean soup in the crowd.
Would you like to come up and share a recipe?
Come on, please come on. We need
Mike. Let's hear a
talk
recipe.
about let's talk about black bean soup. We need you on mic. We need you up here on mic. You don't have to be on camera. We need you on the microphone telling people.
Bill, can we get a dramatic reading of this recipe?
No, let's hear it.
Trader. I'm a Worcester resident.
Okay, great.
You get the Trader Joe's vegetable stock. It's important they get the Trader Joe's and not your average vegetable stock, because there's something different. I don't know what they do, but it's special. And then just like 2 cans of black beans, and then whatever frozen vegetables you can get your hands on, and then you just let it stew.
I can get my hands on a lot.
You just let it stew I recently put chickpeas in it and some rice for the first time. It was a game changer. And then you just let it stew, and then you freeze it, and then you have soup whenever you need it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for
You're very
sharing that with us. I'm gonna try that. I'll take that back from you. Give it up, black bean soup, everybody. From anonymous Worcester resident who chose not to share her name.
All right, so I got a spreadsheet from D1. If you guys want to see it?
Yes, we
Hell yeah.
One precinct looks like it hasn't been filled in yet, but with one precinct maybe not reporting, we got Jenny Pacello at 3275, David Peterson at 2143.
All right.
Nice.
A resounding victory
1100
for Jenny
votes.
Pacello. Ben
That's-
White was right.
Wow. We
White
heard it
is
here
right.
for
Right?
white.
Right, Brian?
White makes no wait.
Right? Okay.
As of 3
Name and
minutes
city of
ago,
residence.
Harrisburg Powers. Dave Wasserman is calling Ohio issue 1 for the pro-choice side.
All right.
Yeah. Woo!
Dave
Our national
Wasserman has
correspondent.
seen enough.
Yeah. Thank you, Kara. That's great news on Jenny. Not surprising. We'll have to see what the last precinct says, but right about where we were kind of thinking things would be at. So that's good. I'm still not seeing what people are talking about with Tracy's tweets, even in the reply. So I'm gonna put that to bed for now, and we'll wait to hear more afterwards. Let's see.
We have a report of a commenter eating French onion soup, Brian.
Oh, French.
Currently.
Oh my. All right, we're getting a strong partisan lean for Trader Joe's here in the audience tonight. We'll have to see what that's all about.
What's interesting is, I mean, again, 11 out of, I think it's 11 out of 65 precincts reporting. There is a
Here we go. Okay.
Hey, Sean's on the mic.
there's
Sean,
a
get back here.
distinct
You
difference
take this seat.
between
Hey everyone.
Sean's our poll worker. At precinct 1-6.
1-6.
what the hell happened to 1-6, Sean?
Not a bellwether. Not a bellwether.
Not a bellwether.
No. Jenny, it's the only one Jenny lost in the primary last year. I mean, this last spring. So it really, I mean, she only lost by 3 this time around.
Right. Have you heard the update on that? They're calling it for her.
Yeah,
She's 1,100 votes up.
Yeah.
So, what was your experience down there? What was it? How did it go?
It was fine for the most part. I knew almost everybody in the room because it's just like Mike Parada, former city councilor, was there. Mike
Nice.
Parado, sorry. He was there, and Brendan Shiverick was the cop who I played baseball with since I was 9. So it just it's a very Worcester experience in that way. They also seemed like they didn't know what they were doing for the most part, and they had to keep listening to what Brendan told them to do because he's been working it a lot, and they were all so nervous. They didn't they let us take a picture at first.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "We're just gonna say them to you."
What the
And they're
hell?
like, no, like we can take a picture. They're like, can we? And Brendan's like, yeah, you can take a picture. So I don't think from my expertise, my 1-6 is not a bellwether for the rest of the city.
Right. I mean, it's Petty's literal home,
Yeah,
precinct,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Not just his district; it's his home precinct.
Yeah,
so,
it's a lot of dinos,
right.
Oh, actually, old people and Democrats in name only.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, we'll get some more results in here soon. What are we looking at? Somebody's asking if Rob is only down 50 votes.
That's the latest for 2 turnout. Yeah.
It's only down 50 votes.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, I was gonna ask,
What,
where
2 reporting?
should I go first?
Okay, so everybody
Straight
needs
to
to
Shrewsbury Street.
Yeah.
Should I go to Piccolo's?
You should go to Piccolo.
Which
Maybe
one's
we should
is
go
that
pick
Candies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop.
All right.
To everybody in the room, can we get a show of hands who'd like to see Shaun Connolly do a remote for us over at Candy Carlson's party?
You guys all want a bunch of union guys to kick the shit out of me? Is that what you're cheering for?
You'll be broadcasting. It's gonna be fine.
All right.
Oh, great. Sean, now's the time, baby. You gotta get over there.
The whole world is watching. That's all I'm gonna picture saying.
I think check out over there. Maybe make bounce around. We got some spots close by.
Yeah, I'll probably when I get denied at Piccolo's, I'll probably go down to Mexicali and see Dominica.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And,
Perfect.
and if you go by Park Ave, both Joe and Attila right next door.
Yes, exactly. So I might go back and forth and see the two different feelings in the room.
So is it
They're
current?
probably both going to win, but one's going to be way cooler than the other.
Where's Joe's? Is this at the always under construction blue team?
No, the El Basha.
El Basha.
Yeah.
So in other depressing news, it looks like with 4 out of 11 reporting, Deanna Biancaria might be making a comeback.
Oh,
which is
wow.
hopefully the other. My math is terrible, but the other precincts that have yet to report have something
Is
better
it
to
4
offer.
out of
But
12?
currently, it was 4 of 11. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Wow. We forgot to even talk about that. That's also awful.
I've been trying not
Yeah.
to think about it.
No.
I was personally very happy to vote against Diana Biancaria today. It felt good. And that, that would stink because
Chris and Kate are exactly tied.
Are they really?
They have the exact same amount of votes.
Oh wow.
The interesting thing, though, is that there's significantly more votes reported so far for Christian at large than there were in the mayor's race.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
is always kind of a bummer to see.
I know.
It's not like it's a blowout across the board. It's people do seem to be thus far choosing specifically Joe for mayor, but throwing a vote to Christian to stay on the council.
Yeah.
Were we too mean to Joe Petty? Did we do this? Did we cause a backlash?
I think it was just you, Brian.
Yeah, it's all your fault, dude.
And you know what?
I'm perfect.
No apologies. I make no apologies.
Yeah. I did nothing wrong.
All right.
Bryan O'Donnell is responsible for all of this. It's his fault.
Very unfair. So, Shaun, you're gonna head out.
Yes.
You're gonna be checking in with us for the rest of the night.
Yes.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Do you have your little tiger claw connected to your keys?
Yes,
in
I
case you
do.
get,
Yep.
Rolled by some some union workers.
I got Mace.
All right, cool. Mace's first CD, Harlem World.
Yes,
All right,
that's
good.
what I'm listening to the whole
Perfect.
time.
Then you're good. I think you're
I'm
good.
gonna Harlem shake my way into Piccolo's.
It's gonna be mad. Everybody, give it up for Shaun Connolly. We'll see him in a little bit.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, maybe take a tail with you. Maybe if anybody wants to join you out there.
My wife will be there a little later.
Oh, she's fine. She's tough.
Yeah, she's tough. She's from Texas. She's probably carrying.
All right, Shaun. We'll see you soon. Say bye to Shaun, everybody. Bill, slide back in here. What are we seeing? What are we looking at?
The one that I keep keeping eyes on now is District C for school committee. It's so Diana Biancaria has a significant lead over Jamoa for that district, which is unfortunate to see.
D5 looks good. I don't know if I can say so for certain yet, but it looks like
I think the room
it
could use it. Why don't you just make something up, Bill?
it looks like this is not an official call or anything, but it looks like District 5 went to Attell. And that's not official, by the way. That was probably dumb for me. That was dumb for me to say.
Yeah, as long as we're not saying it in public, right? It's fine.
Yeah, we're not on camera or anything. But it's looking good. Looking real good.
All right. That's good. This is a good start.
So D1, D5 looking good. Everything else kind of too early to tell.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Gotta text some more people. So awkward to text people and hold one of these microphones. I'm like,
You need an assistant.
Yeah. Do you want the mic stand?
someone come up here and hold the mic in front of my face. No, don't. That's fine. I'm not a diva
Yet.
yet. I might be later. I am the official baby of this program.
Yeah, Bill is baby.
I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I don't help set up.
So it looks like
can't figure out
Ben
my
White is
mic.
also calling D2 for Candy. So it looks like Candy Carlson did win D2.
But we all know Ben's a liar, so hard to say. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the count's at. for that. Obviously, he's seeing things ahead of what's on the website, but that's. I mean, listen, you throw a like state senate level amount of money at like a city council campaign.
So it looks like D4 is being called for Louis Ojeda.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Nobody had any strong opinions on that one.
Good info.
Wow. That's middle of the road news.
Seems like the majority of the people in the comments do think Ben is a liar. So we're
Yeah,
not ready to call
listen.
D2 just yet.
Yeah.
Let's wait for Sean to get over there, and we'll let Sean be the
Yeah,
one to
let's
tell
see.
us how it's going on Shrewsbury
Yeah.
Street right now.
Dude, I'm kind of nervous for him, like for real.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. He can handle himself. He's been getting bullied his whole life. You can't put him down. What else do we got?
Where we with 23 out of 65 for mayor. It's Petty's in the lead by a lot. Yeah.
So strange.
Oh my God, the school committee at large.
That people want such a dork to be mayor. Could have had a cool mayor, but you know what are you gonna do?
School committee.
So
at
Petty is announcing that he won on Twitter. So looks like
Okay.
that happened as well. Aren't you all glad you came out tonight, folks? That's lots of great
Everything-
news for you.
large. Everything's going great. Everything's going according to plan.
I can't believe we jinxed it.
This is awesome. You know, if you're gonna eat shit, it's best to do it on camera.
With friends
Yeah, in a public place.
and alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Sean, can I get another beer over here?
So the official results or the city's results, have Candy up 200 votes essentially right now, about 100, I guess 120. So yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that
Everything stays the same.
Tim Murray still runs this damn city.
Yeah.
Is there a statewide race next year that Petty might be eyeing?
Absolutely not.
I mean, I think
Not after last time.
yeah. He's found his level.
So what we need to be keeping eyes on now is the tallies for the at-large candidates as they're coming through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Okay, so we take Joe Petty as a given. We take Candy as a given now at this point. Sucks, but that's where we're at.
So far for the at-large race, what I've seen is in order Petty, King, and Toomey. King and
Mhm.
Toomey are nearly neck and neck.
Yeah. Then
right.
Calorio to Bergman.
Domenica.
Attell just called it for a D5.
Great.
All right.
All right.
Officially.
Attell is calling it for
Attell
D5, everybody.
Attell beat Jose Rivera in D5. He got knocked out in the final round. Ding, ding, ding. Yep.
The numbers that are coming through for Maureen Benenda are astonishing, disappointing, and depressing.
You got that right.
That's the only thing I've gotten right today.
No notes on that.
Yeah.
School committee at large is looking to be extremely miserable.
Yeah. We got a
Oh,
call
we got
coming
here.
through. Let's see. 1 second.
Call from Shaun Connolly.
We got a call from Shaun Connolly coming through. Let me just see if I can get this connected. It disconnected from the board, so you guys vamp for a second. Sean, bear with me.
That's actually surprising, though. It looks like it's with the precincts that have reported thus far, it's Maureen Benenda and Sue Mailman will be the two that come
Apparently, the Petty campaign just said that Marine won.
through. Maureen did. That's what they're calling as well, too.
They called that.
All
Marine.
right, Sean, can you hear us?
Benenda won
I can
the
hear you,
school
yes.
committee
All right,
seat.
can everybody hear Sean? All right, Sean, where you at? What do you got?
I'm in the bathroom. Kate Toomey told me I can't be here. So I said, I just have to use the bathroom, okay?
All right,
Are
Sean.
you hiding?
So now
in
I
the
have to walk.
bathroom?
I didn't know what to do when they told me I couldn't be here. So I was just like, I have to use the bathroom. Instead, I went into the bathroom.
It's a public place. You're allowed
That's
to be
so
there.
awesome, dude. Kate Toomey playing
Yeah.
sheriff real quick.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Go
Yeah,
up,
she's
Sean. Please, as you're on your way out, can you walk up to her and just say, "I'm a sovereign citizen," and then run away?
I'll try my best.
I'm
All right,
sure,
hold on.
go ahead.
I'm walking out the bathroom door right now.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is gonna be awesome. Hot mic.
We could be listening to Shaun getting murdered.
She was at the bar. It was a long way to walk.
That's fine. Sean's a coward.
They're-
It's fine.
they're
It's-
They're congratulating being carrier too.
Gross. Trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you shouldn't be there
I know.
anymore.
I'm out.
Shaun, moon a like put your butt up against a window though on the way out. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna hear it.
That's what.
Ready to hear his ass?
Hey Johnny. Hey Johnny, fuck you. Yeah, that's me. It's Shaun. I gotta go. That's
Run. Shaun, run.
I was telling John Piccolo to fuck off.
Dude,
All right,
get out of there, man.
Sean. Yeah,
All right, I'm out. I'm in the car. There's a cop. Oh shit.
Wait, now stay on.
He's pulling someone else over.
All
We're
right,
fine.
cool.
Okay.
Oh
All right.
my god.
Get somewhere safe.
I love this fucking
Johnny-
place.
John used to go to my comedy shows all the time.
Not anymore.
And then he proved to be like, I used to babysit his kids, and he cheated on his wife a bunch. So I told him to stop coming around. And
now
then I just got to tell him. He was trying to tell people where to park in the illegal spots behind his restaurant.
Nice.
And I just told him to fuck off. And then he started walking towards me, and then that's when I started running.
Amazing.
Wow, this is great.
Shaun, this is incredible
Yeah.
work. Thank you for calling in.
This has already been very fun. I wish I was on the phone when Kate told me I couldn't be
Oh,
here.
that's so good. That's so good.
So I'm in the car, even though I could have just walked to Mexicali. But that's where I'm
take
going to
the
go
drive around
next.
the
So I'll
block.
call you back. Yeah, I'll call you back in a little bit.
All right, sounds good, bud.
All right, bye guys.
Shaun Connolly, everybody.
Be safe.
Just putting it on the line.
That was awesome. Hey Johnny, fuck you.
So, Bill, do you have formal numbers from 5? Since that might be the only bright spot of the night.
Yeah. It was these aren't formal numbers, but they are numbers. And it looks like it was about 230 vote split. So it was a lot closer than the preliminary, but not super close.
Interesting. So Worcester's taking a right turn on the highway, it seems. That's
What a cool time to.
God,
Do
Dana
that.
and Carrie on the school committee.
so. This is a question I know you didn't prepare for, but I'm going to ask it because I think you're the only person who can answer it. In your reporting about John Manfredo, you made mention of the letters from the superintendent, Maureen Benenda, in regards to her feeling it was inappropriate to get involved in that conversation because of her role as superintendent, and that would be a school committee issue.
Right.
She's now on the school committee.
Right.
How do you think that actually plays, considering one of her most vocal and public supporters was John Manfredo?
Well, I hope to see some accountability in some shape at some point. It's remarkable that in this city, it just does not seem that is a likely outcome.
No, but it's something that's like it bears some degree of coverage that, like, the city of Worcester just elected somebody to the school committee who is an apologist for somebody who's been credibly accused of child rape. Right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Yep, that
Just
is,
now.
just now.
While we're sitting here.
Just now, that is absolutely what happened.
Well, Shaun is getting run off of Shrewsbury Street. Like,
Yeah.
that's actually a thing taking place.
Yeah, and Shaun just got told that he can't be in a restaurant by a city councilor who has alleged by others, not me, I never alleged this, shown up drunk to crime scenes to help the cops.
Yeah.
So
I allege that.
God, man, this city.
I definitely allege that.
This city is something else. This city is a real piece of work, if you ask me.
Those train tracks are looking good.
Yeah. Anyone? Can anyone pull up the train schedule?
Oh, there we go.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be out like a blink.
I mean, I think that we have to get weirder. I think that's the answer. Guys.
Yeah.
We have to get weirder.
Yeah, we have to. I don't know. I'm bummed. Jenny won. Attell won. Woo!
I don't think the poop thing is going to help us, local cryptid. The local cryptid says we have to summon the poop thing.
No,
I think he's abandoned us in our time of need.
Right. The poop thing's moved on to Shrewsbury, where they have municipal broadband and electricity. He has helped them socialize the infrastructure. Meanwhile, over here, we're dealing with Diana Biancaria, who cannot spell her own name, is just waltzing onto the school committee, kicking off one of the best school committee members we've had in recent memory in Jamo Kamara. And it's entirely because of a reform implemented to increase equity.
It went by too quickly for me to catch it, but I'm pretty sure that the margin that Rob lost in D2 is equivalent to the number of blank votes. So I would just like to say publicly, fuck all of you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you have,
that's so annoying.
Yeah, if you have such strong opinions that you don't have opinions, just go fuck yourself and stop voting.
That sucks.
25,000 blank votes for at large.
What?
That's what somebody in the comment is throwing out there. The screens are going by too fast for me to keep up with. But yeah, it looks like there were a not insignificant number of blanks.
So I always seen something about people were telling for the school committee at large to vote for Maureen Benenda and not vote for anybody else. To leave it blank, strategically leave the rest of your ballot blank. So I wonder if there's something with at large.
That don't make no sense. Anyway, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So it's about Rob lost by about the number of blanks that we have in D2.
Hey, Jordan, you want to come have a seat here? Sure. Yeah.
Good, Jordan.
I don't want to kick you out.
he'll go around the other side.
Hey, everyone.
Welcoming Jordan Berg Powers to the show. Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? How are you feeling?
So I think the answer is people, the conservative people will draw the conclusion that they have been vindicated. But actually, the thing to learn is that on elections where no at-large people are not running for re-election, we actually never change. Yeah. It's just impossible to get on when there isn't an open seat. People just tend to vote for the people who are there. So, Maureen's name recognition and everybody else is the same. Like literally nothing changed. And we're going to see turnout. Yeah, they spent a ton of money, but I think, and the turnout is going to be basically old people voted for the names that they know. So I think that's the lesson. And so the question for me is what do we do to get the voting age, which for municipal elections in Worcester is anywhere from 62 to 65 is the median voting age. What do we do to lower it?
We're going to kill some old people is what you're saying.
I mean, that is stunning. Considering the median age versus the voting age. And what do you even do about that? It's when turnout is, this doesn't even look like it's going to be that much more turnout or less than what we've seen in past elections. So.
No, it's going to be less, I think. So just to give you, for people thoughts about it, in a presidential election, about 70,000 voters vote, and we'll be lucky to get up to 15,000.
It's crazy.
So we can guess who that 55,000 missing, what type of voters they are.
This seems to be just a story that I was telling myself, because I'm clearly wrong, but I was convinced that with 20,000 new residents in the city over the last couple of years, that in this being the first local cycle they'd have the opportunity to fully vote in, we'd see some sort of shift. That's clearly not the case.
That's right. No, I thought the same thing, and it's not happened.
Fantastic. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. No,
That's
no,
what
that's
I'm
right.
wrong.
That's the theme of the night. It's just like, yep. I mean, what we like should have expected happened, and
Yes.
we were, just maybe a little bit too hopeful to expect that something really good could happen.
Right.
Where are we at here? Man.
Yeah, I think the thing that will end up being most surprising, besides Attell winning, is how much Candy Carlson is hated in her district.
Right.
Like that, while other incumbents easily cruise to victory, Candy, when people meet Candy, she continues to lose votes.
yeah. The more they know about her, the
She does always look like somebody peed in her Cheerios. Yeah.
She looks
and
like
so I think the
peed in her
campaign. I think the
Cheerios.
campaigning for next year, we should encourage her to get out and meet voters more.
Yeah,
I think that's
you,
the
you know
next
what
thing.
the people at home need to hear from you.
Yes, exactly.
Can you try to explain what an accessory dwelling unit is? Good
Yeah.
luck. God. All right. So where are we at generally for the amount of overall precincts reporting? Are we like past 50% now, or?
Yes.
We're well past 50.
Yeah.
And we're-
So do we have a read on at large yet? Is it just the same?
it's going to be incumbents almost across the board, which means that
Is it an open question or is it kind of called though? I don't. The Domenica's in 7th.
yes.
Yeah.
So you have all the incumbents and it shaking out with almost the exact same votes as always happened.
And the only thing that could change there is if Dominica sees a bump somewhere that hasn't reported, they're
Right.
knocking off 2. And so it's not like a political change.
No.
It's,
I think, but it's 1,000 votes with 11 precincts left. That's unlikely.
It's not going to happen. But
So it's just going to be incumbents across the board and name recognition for school committee.
yeah. Well, that's depressing. Well, thanks for coming up, Jordan. That was bringing
It's
your
not
cloud
any more
of doom
simpler
with
than
you.
that. It's
No, it's
just
not.
What happens?
Yes. Yeah. I think the key. I think the things that I'm taking away are one. I think we need to figure out how to break into Spectrum News. I think
Right.
a lot about that. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
most people get their news.
Right.
And I've been watching Spectrum News pretty religiously, which has been awful every day. And they never covered the election except the day or two beforehand. So
Right.
nobody knew what was happening. Bill's story isn't in Spectrum News. And so I think that's, for me, the lesson is that we have to be where people are and where they're getting their information, especially with the collapse of the Telegram. And that appears to be mostly Spectrum News and some
Yeah.
other stations that just get a lot more viewers than we do.
This is an interesting data point that someone just threw out in the comments, that there are more blanks for at-large school committee than there were votes for Maureen Benenda.
Yeah, that's a little misleading. So if you vote for one person, well, I
Right.
guess it's only 2 people. So that's right now. People just don't know, right? They don't know who to vote for. Yeah. For at large for the Worcester City Council, that's more complicated because if you vote for 4 people, you've technically blanked twice.
And similar over in
Right.
D2, right? I mean, the 163 blanks that are reported with only two wards not reporting is over the margin of error between Candy and Rob.
And narrowed, she lost more voters than she lost to Johanna Hampton Dance.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's narrowing, despite them plopping down a lot of money.
Well,
in
we're
support
getting
of her.
old here, Jordan. We don't have that much time, and it's nice that it's narrowing, but if it takes another 20, 30 years to get there, I don't know if I can hang on that long, brother.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really the question of, can we get more people to go vote? I think that's that's going to be the question for us in the next 2 years. I think some of the people who have said we need to think about belonging, we need to think about how are we talking to people. I think that's right. And I think the more that we can do to have Bill's voice and other voices sort of become places where people get information that they trust, the better off we're going to be.
So Bill, get louder. I think
Yeah.
is
Well,
one big takeaway. Bill needs to be a lot
I'm
louder.
just going to change my last name to Clancy. And then we're set.
Yeah, the school committee looks really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to contextualize this with what we hoped would happen by changing the format of the school committee versus what happened is insane. just at the like if you just think about it in terms of intent, I mean, we took what was a pretty progressive and competent school committee and just fucking destroyed it like big time.
Yeah, I think there's a really good lesson. So I worked on the lawsuit in Lowell, and I nominally pushed the lawyers to sue the city of Worcester.
Yeah.
And so I'd say the lesson that I learned from that is that Lowell was well prepared for that election. Leading up to that election, they held a series of education, of trainings, of support for people of color, for people who care about the city to understand the changes. They were consistently talking to their voters, to people about the change. And when the change happened in Lowell, people of color ran in every district, not just districts that people of color,
Right.
and people who were aligned with the community. There was a benefit. They had just run a campaign to keep the high school, which is a whole thing I could talk endlessly about. So there was already some activists who were ready and prepared to run from that. But what we got from Worcester is that unfortunately, the people who ended up running the lawsuit here, they did no work on the ground. They didn't talk to regular people. We didn't hold hearings. COVID had a part of that. And so the sort of ground that you have to toil to make that sort of change successful for people of color, we just did not do. And so you see that in the lack of turnout. Like it does, you have to actually talk to people at the doors, on the ground, and not just vote for this person, but like, why does this matter? Why is this happening? Why is that line there and not there? Those are important conversations that we skipped.
Question in the chat is odds that they try and fire the superintendent and put a nut job in there.
Oh boy.
I don't know that you'd see an actual move to fire the superintendent, but the superintendent's job is going to get more difficult. And there's no question about that.
They don't have enough votes, frankly. They don't have enough votes. They still, we still have Sue. We still have Jermaine, right? We still have Molly who voted to get rid of Maureen, right? So it's not just, I think we think of like the really progressive, outstanding voices, but like Molly McCullough isn't excited to have the person she fired as a co-worker, right? Molly McCullough knows that she's incompetent. All of the people who were there when Maureen was a superintendent know she's incompetent. They're not going to be quick. Even Joe Petty knows that Maureen is incompetent. So they're not going to be quick to get rid of her. I think the real question is, do we have the juice to keep her out of the mayor's seat?
Right.
Yeah, because we should be stating that plainly now off the bat, that that's what's coming next time.
Yeah.
And man, it didn't work this time. Like she did really well. So this is going to be a challenge.
It seems like that's the perfect time to point out that while Mo, Kate, Candy, Joe, you won your races, but that doesn't mean you're not a bunch of dummies. You're still quite literally the worst HOA presidents the city of Worcester has ever had. And congratulations on your win, but you still suck at what you're doing. So thank you for giving us some material for the next 2 years.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, the Marine Banana mayoral run is definitely coming. I just
think the key to remember is that they will try to spin it like an affirmative vote happened for their crappy ideas. But I think what we need to remember is that actually nothing happened.
Right.
People who regularly vote, who barely know what's going on, regularly voted for the names that they voted for the last 40 years.
Sure.
Right.
That's all that happened. They haven't been affirmed in their terrible ideas. People don't believe the things that they believe. They just weren't given an alternative. It's hard to fire people, especially when things feel like it's okay, right? Like it's hard to feel that impetus. You have to get them to fire someone, and that's actually difficult.
Right. I mean, and it's like, especially when you're not turning out like new voters and just motivating in a different coalition than like the people that are 70 years old and have been voting for the past 4 years.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem too, is that it doesn't affirm their ideas, doesn't affirm them as like beloved in the city, but it also still lets them do whatever the hell they want, and that's what we're up against right now. It's not just the popularity contest; it's also that they have free reign. It's more than they did yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to contend with for the next 2 years is how to.
Yeah, there's a lot of thinking to be done about how to frame this, I guess. But it stinks. It stinks big time.
Yeah, it's never fun to have people you know could make the place better not get on, and to have people who literally apologized for pedophilia and continue to do so win elections. It doesn't bode well. It sort of says something completely dark about who we are. I don't want to sugarcoat it.
I'm like trying not to go there and just like get like entirely doomer.
But I do think it's a good. I would bet that if you ask the people who voted for Maureen, did they know this thing happened? The answer is going to be no. As weird as that is for us to say, they're just not going to know any of that stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's because like as much reach as that got, it's still like there's an impenetrable. Just it doesn't reach into those circles.
Right. Yes. Exactly. It requires them to be people who are logging on to a Substack or getting it someplace, and while there's probably saturation, it's just not enough for an election.
But the other part of it though too is like that story is not like that's not breaking news.
No.
It's actually the opposite of breaking news.
Everybody
it was
fucking
relitigating
knew.
why it wasn't breaking news.
Right. So it's like to me it's a little more depressing than that. It's just like people did know and apparently don't fucking care.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing that I said publicly, and I know other people said is like when my wife Karen, when she ran for school committee, people said to us,
"Fuck
that!" Like, oh boy,
I forgot about District E.
Yeah. I'm looking at that. But people said to us that like, not to have our daughter around John Manfredo, and we were genuinely shocked that people all knew. And everyone seemed to know, and everyone was just like, yeah, but there's nothing we could do about it. And I was like, there's literally things we could do about it.
Like, and just having him not be a part of your campaign for one.
Yeah, yes, right.
That seems like an easy one.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about District E.
So
Kathy Roy is ahead with 2 precincts to report, but it's close.
It's close.
I haven't seen anybody call it either way online.
We're the only thing that may save us from District D is the FBI hauling her off to jail for being an insurrectionist on January 6th.
Oh my God. I cannot believe that was like what I said was the absolute worst thing that could happen tonight. Was Binyenda and Kathy Roy.
Yeah.
And it's tight though. It's less than or a little bit more than 100 votes with 1 to report with Kathy Roy.
Not actually close.
Yeah.
110 votes.
As it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, that.
And there's 1 precinct left. It looks like, we have somebody who, oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow, that is not good.
I just saw that resonate, and just what washed over your face is exactly what I'm feeling. Just like woof, whoa, that is super, super not good. It's not good, folks.
No.
Hey, everyone give it up for it being not good. Woo! Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's
it's going to be interesting when we have somebody on the school committee who's trying to ban books, and
Matt No in the crowd knows a thing or two about that.
Yeah. Yo, sex ed. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. I think it's also, I always like to talk I just want to really talk really quickly about the sex education, because I think people think it's really like, they just think they're teaching children immediately about sex. But my daughter is getting sex ed, and the things she's learning are to like keep your hands to yourself, report people.
Yeah, consent.
Consent. Report people when they're doing things they're not supposed to. And I don't like anecdotes. They're not good data. But as anecdotes go, there were 2 children who were opted in my daughter's class out of sex ed. And those were kids who consistently bullied my daughter and touched her hair without her permission. And I just kept thinking, if we just didn't allow that for them to get out, and they were forced to actually learn to keep them hands to themselves as what they're learning in that classroom, which is the only thing she learned. Not the only thing, but like one of the things that you learn at that age group, my daughter's experience would have been much better. Yeah. For those who can't hear, yeah, the kids who are opted out are often the kids who are taught that that's how you interact with other children. And again, it was certainly a 1-for-1 with my daughter's experience in her classroom. And right now she's learning about vaping, about her body, about ways in which to be healthy. These are all age appropriate things that all kids should have access to, like any other things. Meanwhile, she gets drilled on MCAS education regularly, which is a total waste. I love math, and the thing she's learning is not helpful and not a love of math. So it is, it's opposite of reality.
Tough. Yeah, it's really tough. This is going to be a rough couple years.
It's going to be rough 2 years. Our poor superintendent is going to have a rough go. And strangely, we're going to have to be depending on Mayor Petty to do the right thing.
Oh, God.
Fuck!
No.
That's the worst position for him to be in.
Yes.
He will reliably do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, listen, guys.
I have no fucking idea what to say.
The cool zone was a mistake. We really blew it with the cool zone. We're sorry. We feel bad. Yeah, I hope. We didn't sell any cool zone shirts. Did we sell any? Oh, thank God. Take them down off the store right now.
Yeah. I hear a train rolling. It's coming around the bend. I'll be laying down on those tracks, and I know when. Tonight, baby.
Right now.
Join me on the tracks. We're gonna Heaven's Gate this bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot about the middle school S. That would have done it. That would have kept the January 6th person off our school committee.
Yeah, the January 6th is official, so that's
January
fun
6th is official. Kathy Roy is officially on the school committee.
Damn.
Like I said, the good news is that in Worcester's
What an
charter,
insurrection, right?
Yeah. The good news is in Worcester's charter that if you can't do the job, the next person gets it. So somebody maybe somebody call the FBI and have a conversation.
Right.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. Oh man. What to do?
Yeah. Who knew that trying to overthrow the democratic democracy in America wasn't enough to not get votes?
Right.
I'd like to think that would be a disqualifier for school committee.
No, it's actually fine.
Yeah. People.
It was just like a guided tour, man.
Yeah. Kathy Roy's gonna teach children that democracy's okay-ish. The home of the free, but only if you agree to certain conditions. People of color need not apply.
It's just so dour. Should we just get into really vicious recriminations now, or should we give it a night?
I think I need a beat. Where's Shaun at?
He's heading towards Attell and Jenny's parties separately. So, the only positives that we get out of this are, I mean, I guess the other positive is they could have run somebody. They didn't even bother running people for at large. Right. They spent the last mailer for Bergman was just don't vote for 2, and their best case scenario was somebody who shares our values. Right. To replace 2. So, there is silver linings in there. I still believe overwhelmingly if people knew what was happening on the city council, they wouldn't be supportive of these people. Yeah, I mean, but like, so okay, thanks. Good to see you. I'm not sure what I was about to say.
It is weird to have Binyenda, Biancaria, and Roy on the school committee. People who desperately are in need of basics of education.
Right.
Like there's no competency. They don't know anything about what their job is. Biancaria has never worked a real job. Right. She got appointed by Mariano. She was Mariano's aide.
Right.
Yeah. She then got a special appointment into the school committee, into the school district. that was illegal and never should have had that job. Like she's failed up, and we continue to do so, which is actually the story of Worcester.
Right. I mean, like, there's no other way to contextualize that is that they're just part of a crony.
The cronies,
network.
yeah.
It's a jobs cartel that they've effectively run for decades now.
Yes.
And they just reinforce that they're able to do that to the school committee.
Yeah, with the same. I mean, literally, some of these people were elected when I'm 40, my Kara's 40, and they were elected when she was born. Some of these people, like they've literally the same people for our lifetime.
It's just so insane how difficult tonight has proven to be able to get over that barrier of just the same old fucking people doing the same old bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's really the narrative of the race to my mind overall is just like everything stayed the fucking same.
Yeah, I mean, we did see, now in the final numbers are coming in, we did see a little bump in turnout in the end. So it's not nothing, but it's going to be curious once we get into the data to see actually who the new voters were. And my guess is that they're going to be older people.
Right.
That we're actually aren't going to see the median age of voters drop in any significant way.
No, I think it would almost have to, it would have to rise. I mean it's I think we it's going to be interesting to see where these votes people came from.
I guess I'm also curious to see what happens in my district, District 4, with I think it was hard for me to parse out the difference between the candidates. I spent more time than I should have to. I got a mailing after I voted that was super helpful from one of the candidates. I was like, oh, this is great. I already voted. So I'm going to be curious to see if there's a change from Councilor Rivera. Like, I think that's going to be interesting in terms of the dynamic on the city council. But yeah, I think it's just, we're going to see more voters voted, but it's still just basically largely the same. There's one left. Where's that district? Oh, and District 1.
Yeah, but that's already been called.
It's the only district left. Yeah,
Jenny beat the Chamber of Commerce guy. That's nice, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Woo, Jenny! Yeah, that's great.
So nothing. The way it looks right now, and we'll see what the final votes are for at large. But nothing changed on city council.
Nothing
except we got Jenny.
Right.
So that's.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's better.
Yeah.
That's a slight improvement.
It's not. It shouldn't be. The city council, I don't think, should be contextualized at all as a loss. Things stayed the same and got a little bit better. And Candy Merrill Carlson was put on notice in a big fucking way. 100 votes went different, and she would have lost. To a first time candidate. So that's
it took the all the might that Tim Murray has in this world to keep Donna Calorio on city council. It's telling. It's not helpful. It's not good. It's not even like a silver lining. It's just telling, and it's good data to have for.
Can we talk about Donna Calorio, who gets public money and hates the government? And I just find that there's I think it's really everything you need to know about conservatives and how little thought they put into their own belief systems, that her entire paycheck for her entire life has been off the public dole. And she spends she was Sarah Palin, Worcester for Sarah Palin. Like, she spent all of her time trying to end taxation. I'm like, who do you think pays your bills? Like, it is like perfectly examined, unexamined, never really thought about it. It's the same thing with Bergman talking about the, how we're going to end zoning, as if that was the thing that was being proposed as no zoning, when we just simply were going to be like, if you have a house in the back, somebody can live in it. We're going to end zoning. Like, what are you talking about? Or
freaked out.
But not only that, but they don't actually. It was clear he doesn't actually know what zoning even is. Like, they don't even know what happens. Or Rivera saying that he was going to be for a gas station that never comes before the city council, but he's going to be for it. And the chamber,
folks, we love our gas stations.
Yes.
We love them. We need them. Yeah. Gas station owners are beautiful people. They're all beautiful people.
Also, a gas station owner that is a huge supporter, but
that's actually my favorite part is that he put in a ton of money to the gas station owner, put in a ton of money to Rivera, and I'm just like, This is proof that we don't live in a meritocracy. You gave money to somebody who literally can't make it happen.
That guy got conned big time.
Like, it's just,
Walter Bird was just like, "Hey, cut me a check, or they're gonna get rid of your gas station." And he was like, "Oh, okay."
right.
Nice
Like
gas
these people
station you got
these are
here.
their brightest minds. These are their best ideas. These are the people who think themselves intellectual leaders of the city. And I'll just say, like, I'm on the zoning board. The zoning board voted down the gas station. And because there aren't votes for a 67th gas station in the city of Worcester, like it doesn't make any across the street from another one. Like we don't need 67 gas stations. So yeah, right. But like, we don't have oversight of banks. But.
In the case of Jose, and in the case of Donna, I don't think it's a question that it's an examined thing for them. I think that there is ignorance, but like when you get into the Mo Bergman territory, he knows that what he's talking about is bullshit, but he also knows that it works.
Yes,
So
I mean,
it's,
he's not a dog whistler. He's just a like racist at a low tone at this point. But I think, but I do want to say that at the end of the day, these aren't the brightest minds. These aren't. He doesn't fundamentally understand what happens at the zoning board. The city, the chamber plopped down a bunch of money for Candy, but Candy, the only time Candy comes before the zoning board is to oppose development. Developers came and gave her money, and she went to the zoning board and opposed their development.
Why were they? Just win?
Because she's a townie and people locally complained, and she was like, well, I'm going to be with them. I don't even care that these people give me money. That's what I mean. It's not just that our city councilors are competent. I just always want to remind people that the business leaders, these people who think themselves the smartest people in the room, the titans, the other people, they're also not the smartest people in the world.
God, can you imagine a Boston developer coming into Worcester City Hall just being like, wow, these are some fucking marks.
I mean, most of the people
just Dr. Manhattan over all of them.
But to be clear, most of the developers coming to Worcester are Boston people because they've been priced out of Boston.
Right.
Boston's now developed by international developers, by Miami developers. And so we are seeing Worcester developers, and they are to some extent running ramp shit over the city council, but actually they don't ask for anything from the city council. They're mostly because they don't need anything from them now that they've delayed sort of the inclusionary zoning.
Right. Man. Jeez.
Thanks, Jordan. I feel worse.
I have that tendency. I meant that more just to say that like the people who the good news I always take from this is that the people who want things to stay the same or go backwards are not the brightest tools in the shed. And the thing that we have for us is that we can, not only do we have the moral high ground, not only do people largely agree with us if they find out what's happening, we're also not being opposed by people who know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't get their people either. Like they didn't have a banner night. They didn't sweep out a tell. They didn't get rid of Jenny. Right. They didn't. Candy isn't riding in on a huge win. They also didn't change the ground in any way either.
Yeah, everything stayed the same.
Yeah, I agree. I just keep coming back to the fact that like I don't think they care about that much. Like I think it's just about like staying slightly ahead of the tide for them and just being able to be in that spot and know what you can do in that spot. And they don't care if they're popular. Like clearly Joe Petty doesn't care if he's popular. He just knows that like if I tack a certain way in any given election, then I can stay in the spot, and then we'll just like see what I can set myself up for in the future. And it's it's a bummer for us because there's people in this room and people online that actually want to make things better for people around here. But I think, but it's about trying to figure out where we increase that, where we find our spot to like increase. Like we unfortunately are at a disadvantage because voter turnout is what it is, and the people that vote are who they are. How do we change it?
Yeah, I mean that's the question, but I guess I still take heart that like they're no longer running on their ideas. They're not trying to, they're not trying to it wasn't that long ago that on the well of the city council, they were talking about, we need market rate housing. We need market rate housing. We need market rate housing. No one ran an election on market rate housing.
Right.
Like no one's out there making that case.
Yeah,
No
they're all
one
just
is
lying about affordable housing.
Yes, right. But no one's doing that, right? Like they all hate the CPA. But except for, I think, maybe Donna Calorio, who didn't even mention it in any mailers, none of them ran on repealing it.
Right.
They weren't like, even though they all hate it and want to repeal it, none of them
Right.
ran on that. So like that is something that they are trying to muddy the waters. They are trying to stay just a little bit ahead. I totally agree. But they're trying to stay ahead is not on the things that traditionally they would try to run elections on. They weren't able to do some of the things they normally do.
Right. Like, could you imagine, like, I don't know, even like 5 or 6 years ago, the city council having to answer for routine homeless encampment sweeps?
No.
The fact that that's even something that's publicly talked about is remarkable. And like that goes back to the fact that you can, even from a minority position like this, which is staying the exact same as it was from the last 2 years, you can sort of force the conversation and hold the moral sort of argument and make them actually show how they feel about these things. Like they have to actually talk about how no affordable housing sort of policy idea can interfere with the untouchable zone of single family zoned homes on the west side. Like they have to show that's it out loud, and usually they wouldn't ever have to do that. So that is something that's being accomplished, and it's like cold comfort when a fucking QAnon person gets on the school committee. It's not nothing,
Yeah.
My mom just texted me, by the way, about Kathy Roy. She was one of the treasurers at my Little League. I didn't remember this, and she stole money from it.
She embezzled Little League funds.
On brand.
Totally not surprising.
So
at all.
sick. Sent it right to Ron Paul. Who would it have been?
Back then,
I don't fucking know. Who cares? Oh boy. I don't know. What else do you say? Everything stayed the exact fucking same. And fuck!
He's gonna have a lot to write about. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think we take heart in the fact that Jenny won, and she's so close to like the edge. We could probably make her jokerify her. I think. I think we can jokerify Jenny.
Yeah, we can get her. We can get her go sicko mode. Be like,
let's look at the at-large numbers here. The final. We got the final reporting.
There's so many bikes, but so
Look at
2 and 6.
Guillermo jumped into 7th.
Guillermo jumped into 7th.
30 votes over Dominica.
And I mean, like in terms of future elections, you look at that and you see, a wave of progressives coming for any seat that stays open, and a sort of like centrist crank bench that is absolutely thin. Like who is their guy that was trying and didn't get on? Bill Coleman?
Shout out to the person who does the Netflix special on Bill Coleman and is running for every year. I want to see the documentary about him and Althea Garrison.
With one goal. For 40 years, he's run for mayor of the city of Worcester, Massachusetts.
And who are the 1,000 people who are like, this is the year he's going to become mayor? Like,
right.
It's really wild.
Oh yeah, I'll vote
don't
for him this
understand
time.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, just I think like obviously there's going to be a time for we're going to have a lot to say over the next few months about this election and the campaigns and all that, but like ultimately the fact that it didn't go so poorly. Jordan, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Jordan, thank you so much for coming
everybody.
on. That was great. Thank you so much, Jordan.
We appreciate you very much. I mean, I think my big takeaway from the night so far is we got to get weirder. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Brendan.
We have to be
Bill,
more annoying.
Lead the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna get so weird now.
I solemnly swear to be even more annoying.
I-
Previously not thought possible.
If we could, we're gonna have to set up a bail fund for this this table right now.
Chris has got us.
Yeah,
He'll get us right out of jail.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
Can you save me from the train tracks? I don't know, but jail, he'll get me out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Brendan, how are you feeling?
I mean, the reality is, and I think Jordan touched on this, you're not going to push out incumbents without having real purpose behind your campaigns. It's a very difficult thing to do. But the real challenge is, how do we change the actual electorate in Worcester so that it recognizes that there's a lot of work to be done? I think one of the other conversations that needs to happen too is, at the end of the day, if you're looking to move a needle, right? Like you have an elected body like the city council, 11 members. You're hoping that they're going to land more, in our case, probably more to the left than to the right? To do that, you got to open up the Overton window a little bit. And I think there needs to also be a healthy conversation that starts on the local level so that we're widening the conversations that we're having. And not everything is wars to be won. They're battles that need to be won on a day-to-day basis so that people can realize over time that there's a wider spread of places that you can land. You can have losses that are effectively wins if the needle is moving more towards your side. We've allowed over the last 2 decades the needle to move further and further to the right, to a point where I think there are people who had incredible wins tonight that I'm very disappointed they had incredible wins, who I think they would even be surprised if they took a step back and looked at where their positions are going and how far to the right they're starting to move. That's on us as a city to continue moving that needle back towards the left. Shit, even if it lands in the actual center, that would be a nice starting point. But you don't do that until people are actually willing to work together, widen the Overton window, and get the needle moving in the direction that you need it to.
Yeah, I mean, I think like what you're up against, like as we saw, a threat to the like entrenched developer-centric power in the city brought forth a wave of money that a panic and induced a panic that just brought out so much funding that was we should have seen was going to be a lot harder to overcome than we thought. But who's this? What's like? So then where do we? And we talked about this a lot, and how these campaigns needed to do maybe there need to be more central focus. There need to be a more guiding focus,
but it's also recognizing that Worcester doesn't exist in a vacuum, right? I mean, the conversation in our city council is consistently revolving around developers who are not here because Worcester is some magical place that has easy access to developable land or whatnot. It's just another place.
Right.
This is the kind of development that's happening nationwide. The direction that development goes is something that should certainly be dictated by the people who are most impacted by the development, but they didn't show up today to vote.
Right.
Yeah, and that's there's a conversation to be had there. Where is the lack of engagement taking place? Take it to me or a Mo Bergman. They're doing something right at the end of the day if the metric by which we're measuring the direction the city is going is wins and losses on election day. Looking at their model, which I think is no different than the model you're seeing nationally, but happening on a local level, the right is doing an incredible job of capturing seats on a local level that then impacts the state level and impacts the federal decisions on the federal level. For whatever reason, Massachusetts hasn't done a great job of figuring that out, and we're seeing it a lot of previously solid blue communities turning purple, moving red. And it does come down to engagement and getting people to latch on to ideals that are important to them. Not personalities that are important to them or name recognition, but actual ideals that are important to them.
And that's you raise a good point too. Like, this is Massachusetts, and whatever people think about this place, like, there are way more people, especially like politicians that are in power, that are like centrist, and not would agree, like are happy to, take Joe Petty. Joe Petty's a perfect example where like you can confidently say he's dead center, like if you take everything into account. But
just conflict avoidant, really. Right. I mean, it's not even centrist, just wants to avoid conflict. So
But,
wherever
like,
you put the
I'm with
conflict,
you fellas.
but that's what I mean. Like generally, like the things that he like votes for, like socially more liberal, what like when it comes to like development and things like that, like what like pretty far down the center, leaning towards right. But when there was a progressive bloc, a wave of people coming in that were trying to push ideas that were further to the left, he had no problem grouping with the more right wing, like people. If you
He's
call
gonna go which way the wind blows. Yeah.
and that's the thing. And that's the thing that happens, I think, at a state level in this state as well, is that people are happy to stick with what keeps them in power, no matter if it's turning their back on quote unquote their ideals, as you said.
This isn't a Worcester conversation, but it's an important one. If anyone is familiar with Big Think, YouTube channel, podcast, whatever, they've had a piece they ran about a month ago. It's fantastic, but it's titled "Why Psychopaths End Up in Power," and they actually use as an example Bill's reoccurring theme with HOAs and how the city council is very similar to an HOA. Really, their whole premise is that we've designed our systems of leadership to be distinctly attractive to psychopaths. And that's kind of what we end up seeing here, is that we have a room full of psychopaths.
We have a room full of psychopaths here.
Well, the ones that are left anyways.
Yeah.
But we keep electing them. But our systems are designed specifically to attract psychopaths. Like, who here would actually think of actually running for office? Probably not many people. If you've ever entertained the idea, you've probably also caught yourself with that shower thought and said, oh, that was a fucking stupid idea. I'm going to go and play hacky sack or smoke weed, whatever. It takes a special kind of person to want to chase that down. They do tend to be a little bit broken in the headspace category. And that's what we're looking at here now.
Yeah, tonight kind of broke my headspace, I'd say. I have nothing good to say right now, so I don't want to say really much more of anything.
I just want to, I'd like to tell that guy he just walked into the ladies' room, which is fine. It's probably unoccupied now, but if you want to come back out and head around the other corner,
That's fine. Don't worry about
that's also fine too.
it.
Given the
No worries,
background-
bro. It was going to be
looking out
uncomfortable
for you.
for somebody, but not me.
Let's see. Can we bring up Yanni's comment here on
We'll
any
take
idea how the
we'll take a
replacement for
quick
Gobi went? Do we have any results on the special election that anybody's seen? I don't know if we do.
That went to Zlotnick. The last that I saw was Durant lost that one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What's up? What do we
So, well, yeah, screw what I said. Terrible all around.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen. We're gonna go sicko mode. We're gonna go nutso. I do think that like the enemy is the Chamber of Commerce. That's what it is, and we have to figure out a way to like counteract that. We have to figure out a way to pull
Looks
people
like
together.
we're gonna have to empower Jack Murray. That's all we got left.
We have to pump Jack Murray full of steroids
And methamphetamines.
and give him a symbiote suit and turn him into the Venom, and then unleash him on the city and against his family. Now, ideally at Thanksgiving. I think we put this plan into effect in the final weeks of November, and then we unleash him on his family, and then we see what happens from there. No, but I mean, like, there's a cohesion that I think is going to be effective if that's what we're trying to do. There needs to be something that everybody, like a structure that everybody
But this is also similar to what I was saying earlier about like development. Worcester is not unique in the idea that over the last decade, we've seen a massive increase in development.
Yeah.
Worcester is not also unique in that we're seeing hard swings to the right. This is happening nationally.
Right.
And if there's something to be said for good politicking, it's just that the American right has figured out that the pathway to victory in politics overall is starting at the local level. They started, 6 years ago at the school board level. Worcester's just seeing that now. We're always a little bit behind the curve. We're not breaking trends around here. Yeah, we're up and coming.
I like the school committee thing is as much as that is the most like disappointing and depressing part of the night so far. It is to me in many ways an outlier in that it's a direct effect of us of a massive upheaval in our system.
Without a doubt, but it has a lasting impact
Sure.
because the decisions that are made in that school board, it sounds philosophical, but they are directly impacting young people.
Right,
who
exactly. Yeah.
10, 15, 20 years from now are going to be the people that folks like us are trying to communicate with and, hey, make a better decision. But their choices are going to be limited by what they've been exposed to. And that's going to start changing immediately.
Yeah.
And it's no different on the city council as well. But again, you pick any community across the country and you're seeing the same kinds of action taken on a local level where things are moving to the right. And it's you can't just point and blame the folks you disagree with for that happening. They're actually doing something correctly.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
If they're managing to capture voters, convert voters, and win elections.
So
we just make jokes then. That's what we got left, Brian.
That's all we got, bud. And unfortunately, I am running low on humor. So yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see the next couple weeks should be interesting. The next January should be interesting. Unfortunately, it's the grind continues on city council. Nothing is changing in those meetings.
It really, everything that happened tonight it mostly comes out in the wash.
Yeah. In a really, really depressing way.
What do you guys think about the amount of money that came in to keep the incumbents in?
But wasted money. I mean, ultimately, if you think about it, that's one of the cool things about an election cycle like this. It's really hard to unseat incumbents. If you don't have something to go after them on like, that's very pointed, they're going to stay in office. The chamber just dumped what's probably going to be close to $100,000 to win an election cycle that they didn't need to spend that money on. It didn't change much of anything. The outcomes are what they are. If there was a massive influx of money that was focused on opposition research against incumbents, you may have seen a different outcome. But the chamber's money probably didn't impact much of anything. We just know that Secretary of Housing Augustus dumped $1,000 to make sure his Joe Petty stayed in office. Like, great. Like that's how you spent your cash.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good point, Eric. That they needed to throw that much money around to keep status quo is a good sign. Oh, Shaun's calling. Let's get Shaun.
He's calling for bail.
Yeah. Shaun, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
All right. Shaun, where are you at?
I'm at trackside.
All right. You're at Jenny Pasilla Victory Party.
Yep.
How's it going over there?
It's lively. It's having fun. Hey, we got lied to about Candy. Candy's party was at Pepe's.
Oh wow! So whose party was that? Did you walk into?
It was Diane. It was Diane's.
Oh, yes, Shaun. Oh no. That's awful. Shaun, did anybody tell you you're not allowed to be at this party?
Yeah, Nate.
Can you get Nate on the phone? Can we get a conversation going with Nate?
Yeah, let's talk to Nate. Nate, do you want to be on the stream?
No,
Nate, how do you feel about being the first man?
it's great. It's a great feeling right now. I can't wait to get in office and really have my own presence there. Thank you, Shaun.
Oh wow!
That's the official statement from the first man.
That's surprising stuff from Nate. I'm really excited. I tell him.
You know what? consider it a moral victory because that's his home base.
Where do you think Kathy Roy's party is?
Ooh, which,
It's mildly annoying.
the Capitol steps.
Peter Pan bus.
She probably is. Where's their decommissioned church? In
They're
the
over at
city?
the gun bar. tooling up.
She's probably she's at home cleaning her guns.
Her party's upstairs at Ralph's, actually.
Jennifer.
Oh, somebody said my mom said Galway Bay. She's at the Galway Bay. Shaun, can you it's pretty loud in there. Can you get to Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny's right here.
Can you get some words from Jenny on how she's feeling right now?
Can they see us?
No, we can't see you.
Oh, it's a phone call. Hi guys.
Hi Jenny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're fine over here. How does it feel to be the only person to defeat the Chamber of Commerce tonight?
It feels nice.
Wow, you sound really excited, Jenny.
I'm glad you feel nice.
I feel happy. My first order of business is removing Bryan O'Donnell from the city.
Wow.
It was nice knowing you, pal.
Do me a favor.
We'll catch you the next train.
Hey, you know what? I'm fine
No, I'm
leaving,
just
Jenny,
kidding.
because the city got fucked up tonight, so I'm done with it.
I know.
Jenny, sincerely, how are you feeling? Are you excited?
I'm really excited. I'm really grateful. So many people supported me and helped me, and I just appreciate all of that so much.
Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, but I'm happy for them, I guess.
Hey guys, you can't see right now, but Kathy Roy just came in and Jenny and her are hugging.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Jenny, can you ask all the people who supported you why they also went on to support a bunch of shitbags?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Hey, you're really putting Jenny in a bad spot right now, guys.
I think it was Shaun
Yeah,
Rose's post that did it.
I don't understand the question, but I'm very happy for District 1.
Well, Jenny, there's the mood that we're all in. We're very happy for you, but the mood that we're all in, we currently can't conceive of not putting you in a bad spot. So
It was
No,
better
it's
when
okay, it's
Shaun was
okay.
trapped in a men's room stall at Piccolo's.
Oh my God.
let's say congratulations to Jenny, and we love you and we're proud of you. And
Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations, Jenny.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we will see you soon, Jenny. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for not chasing Shaun out of there tonight.
No, Shaun is welcome at my party.
Wonderful. Jenny Pasillo, everybody. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, guys.
Oh man.
All right, Shaun, you end. I think we should maybe end on that high note. That's about
I
it.
think we should.
That is.
I do want to say Jenny's now double middle fingering everybody in the place. She's
Nice.
destroying the whole bar.
Classic.
She says, "I'm not paying a dime. This is all free."
Oh, kickbacks, baby. You know.
Yeah. She's like, I'm the man in this. I'm the captain now. I'm just trying to repeat what she's saying.
So we really,
Okay.
we really appreciate your hard work and your reporting here.
We
Please
all
don't
have to
get
shelter
hurt.
in place now. All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care,
Shaun,
Love
thank
you.
you for-
Sorry about the city.
It's okay. We're gonna go riot at Polar Park in a few minutes if you want to come down.
All right. Sick. All right. Cool. I'll see you there.
All right. I don't know where Bill went.
He's just sobbing in a corner.
I'm gonna let this play for a minute because I have no idea. He hung up. Brennan, I don't know. Whatever. Let's leave our things lie in a few weeks. And let's end it here. I mean our lives. Let's get up to the trade checks, everybody. Bill, jump back in here. We're gonna sign off, everybody. Truly, no matter how tough this, no matter how tough this was tonight, we can't thank you guys enough. Everybody that came here tonight, Eric Stratton for being here all night for awareness, Che Anderson for coming and for getting called out when he doesn't want to on the stream.
Che Anderson, friend of the show.
Yeah. Everybody needs to know our financial backer.
Our financial backer.
He's funneling UMass dollars to us.
Sponsored by.
He actually told us to start this.
Yeah. No. So
just kidding.
Sponsored by Propecia.
People
and
didn't
Che
know that
Anderson.
when they changed the name of Plantation Street, he was going to have them change it to WCT3K Street. So
yeah, that's right.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate your efforts. We appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to everybody on the stream. We had an amazing turnout on the stream tonight. Amazing comments.
69 viewers.
Oh,
nice.
Shut up. We gotta end it right now. Follow WorcesterSucks.email for all of Bill's work. Make sure you're reading up on it. Make sure you're sharing with people because apparently we fucking need to do more of that. We're gonna get weirder. We've been saying it all night. The cool zone is dead. The cool zone is absolutely gone. Forget the cool zone. It never happened. We didn't do any of that. It had nothing to do with us. But make sure that you're following Worcester Sucks, and I love it. Make sure you're following us at WCT3000 on Instagram. Please buy a shirt like Eric Stratton did from WCT3K.storeenvy.com. Lots of amazing folks coming out tonight wearing their shirts, and we've been seeing them online. We really appreciate your support. There it is. WorcesterSucks.email. Shaun's bad advice. Shaun's worst advice was to vote. So thanks a lot, pal. There it is. WCT 3000. Guys, in better news, Wooten Annie's a show coming up on Friday at Heartland Barber in Millbury. Please come out to that. Josh Lovell is very cool and nice to let us do a show in there. Very limited tickets. They can only fit 40 people in there. We have a killer lineup. So follow Wooten Annie Comedy and get your tickets to that. And that shirt is coming down. No Cool Zone shirts. Do not buy a Cool Zone shirt. It will disown you if you buy a Cool Zone shirt. Buy a Nico shirt, okay? Go online right now and buy a Nico shirt. We gotta move some Nico shirts. There he is. He probably counted wrong. That's right.
There's a possibility.
He probably counted wrong tonight.
I hear Walter saying that.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I just bet he is.
Best meme we've ever done. Thank you guys so much. Meeting next Tuesday. I can't even fathom sitting through a city council
Don't make me
meeting.
think about it. I don't want to think about it.
Big shout out to our producer Travis Duda. We love him so much, and he made all this happen for us tonight. So follow Hunchback Travis, Hunchback Graphics. Give him some business. Make him make a legally actionable logo for you. That's my challenge to everybody for the rest of the year.
Legally actionable.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that was gonna happen.
Shush you.
Shush. He's our
Bad
video.
Travis.
He's our video producer, not our audio producer. Again, I can't thank you everybody enough. Thank you to Shaun and the Sundown for having us here tonight. Being such a great host.
This was really fun to do live.
Yeah, come down here. Come down and commiserate. And
Just think about how fun this would have been if it went well.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I don't know. But we'll see you next Tuesday, everybody. We love you. Have a good night. Thank you all for coming out. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye forever.
Goodbye.